And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Europa Universalis 4 in our chill Ottoman game. We're having a little bit of a war here that is not very chill at all, which is the invasion of the Americas, United States in particular. One thing I suppose we should be doing, wasn't doing in the previous one, is we should go build a spy network in the 3 remaining independent countries. Anyway, we're not in any, at least until we go to 1787, we don't really have a rush to get out of the American War, to get towards someone else. Most of the frustrations with the American War right now have to do more with the fact that the Americans, if I'm not careful, can delete entire combat stacks. Actually, the supply limit in America isn't too bad. I should maybe do bigger stacks. But I don't even think necessarily bigger stacks is going to save the stacks, so it's not a cure-all to the problem I'm having. Okay, the Americans are starting a fight. We're gonna scorch earth that location. Free up a general. We'll send it in a second general in case that stack is forced to withdraw before the fight starts. And then basically everything in the area is gonna start piling on in. Oops, we didn't need to scorch that one, but we did. In the meantime, we need to be... isn't piling in, needs to be sieging. Something. To be fair, we got a 6-6 involved, so we're getting better rolls, got better morale. Apparently we don't have better... grab impulse warfare. Don't know if that retroactively applies. Oh, it does retroactively apply. Might help a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough. 43%, they're at minus 12 due to war enthusiasm. They're not quite willing to give us that much. Take 48% off of them. I'd like to be closer to 100%. Because otherwise we're still getting caught in sort of the cycle. We need to war them over and over and over again. And piecing that with them a little too early just to get a decisive end is not... non-decisive end is not really the way we want to go. May 87th. Still control the primary objective. We can still get more war score off of the primary objective. So we should seek to be patient. Honestly, at this point, I might as well just raise more brigades. I'm making 3K a week, or 3K a month. So the fact that we were over force limit. We're not over force limit anymore. Maybe that's an indication I should just build more anyway. We won't be ready for this war, but the next war and the next war, because we got enough in the old world to handle anything the British or the French will throw at us. But America, not so sure about America. Yeah, basically we got the manpower to overwhelm the Americans. We just don't have the manpower deployed in America to overwhelm the Americans. And I suppose that's kind of the perpetual problem with intercontinental situations, wars, is how do you get that many men to a different continent and feed them and provide them bullets and all the things you need to do for a modern military army. They're at 52%, so they're probably willing to give me... Yeah, all the core return they're already willing to give me. In fact, I can probably get a little bit more than that at this point. When is the treaty up with England? 87. Okay, let's push the war out to May 87. We'll see how much we can get the war score up in that amount of time. For them to really keep the war score from going up, they gotta go to Chesapeake. They haven't quite contemplated doing that yet, so... Not in a super rush. Also, some of our new units here will be ready soon. I'm going to have even more troops in the area with which to harass and take territory. That's probably one of the ones I would have actually hit accept on if I was paying enough attention to click the right button. I don't mind giving more monarch power to our subjects. Yeah, this is a little bit tedious. And it's tedious because we can't go to full carpet siege because we haven't decisively destroyed the American army yet. If it decisively destroy the American army, we just assign all these guys to carpet siege America, and the war ends fairly quickly. And somewhat decisively. America has a large enough army, and America is also wide enough they've been able to avoid getting encircled and forced into a fight they can't win. And yes, I'm kind of just shadowing the American army with what would be, if fully reinforced, just short of 360,000 men. Waiting on the forces to reinforce, of course. But yeah, that's the sort of force where it's like, yeah, I'm taking defensive posture against the Americans, even with almost 400,000 men, because I don't think it's a fight we're necessarily going to win. I don't necessarily think it's a fight that the Americans can win from an attritional standpoint. We may have already lost 1 million men on our side. But I think I can keep losing at that rate. Yeah, because I think we get like 250,000 annually in loss capacity. I don't think the Americans are getting that many. I got a budget where I can lose 250,000 men every year, and we'd still be roughly manpower steady. Again, not something I think the Americans can brag about, but it's not something I necessarily want to be bragging about either. About 60% reinforced. We're getting close. We're maybe brigade or two off, or unit or two off on some of these ones down here. Yeah, let's go ahead and start a fight. No, it looks like we might just win that fight because the Americans decided not to reinforce that one. Well, when the Americans decide they don't want a fight, they can sometimes just pick not to have it. Another victory. Less decisive than the last one. Another victory. That one was somewhat decisive. Now we're down to minus 21, so we can probably ask for quite a bit more. Okay, that's about where they're saying we don't want to go any farther than that. It's going to push a little bit longer because I think we're about to have a couple more fights that are going to go our way. Okay. Give our units a couple months to reinforce before we go start another fight. They're not on Chesapeake yet, but we'll probably start a fight if they do go on it. Try to push them off of it. It's 79%. Get like an 80% one. Try to find something that's actually worth like nothing. No, so it's 79% and 79%. Okay. Let's go with that then. And then the next one, we'll have even more troops to micro. Oh joy. Though every time we win, the Americans in the next war will have even less troops. We're not necessarily going to give them very much time to regenerate. They're going to get 2 European wars with which to regenerate within, and then we'll be back. And I suppose we're going to have to core some of that to get a colony started. Yeah, so that'll get, once those 5 are done, that'll get us, like, Kale fight Florida or something. Yep, so we're going to give away... Well, I don't have to give away. We're going to do some mild development. Let's use that admin power. So as not to waste it. So we'll start war here in May. So we'll turn the speed up till May. And then we'll pull off Great Britain. Once Great Britain's cored, we'll probably treaty break France to end France. And then, if I think we're good for the American War, we might treaty break America to go to war with America again. Oh, I went a little long. Okay, let's get this started. I don't think the British one's going to take particularly long. There is a fort in Calais. Bring enough cannons to deal with the fort in Calais. There is an army in London. And honestly, not too worried about the army in London. As it goes running off to hide. At least try to hide. Siege of Clay. Clay has already fallen. Granted, at this point, Clay was probably just an outdated fort. So it's the last fort in the mainland for them. Siege of London's already done. Yeah, just pile in. Accelerate the rate that this ends. Yep, there goes the British army. Full annexation, take the entire treasury. Okay. Oops, that's taking us over extension. Don't know how much of this I need to core in the New World. We got the admin power, we'll just queue it up to core. So, we're not going to wait for the treaty to end with France. We are going to wait for the English territory to core. So we're waiting for the cores to complete. So probably what I'll end up doing is, I'm not actually sure if we're going to get it done in this part. Probably if I turn the speed up, we'll get it done in this part. So let's turn the speed up. We'll get that done. Waiting for more troops to rally in Mexico for United States. Really? That's what you do? Swedish Mexico apparently doesn't like us enough for us to come save them of all things. Okay. First, Swedish Mexico does not give away territory to the Americans when we're trying to take territory from the Americans, please. Well, I should have not clicked that. Whoops. And the Americans won the war. Okay. Never mind. Well, we're going to wait until the cores are complete. And then we'll, at the beginning of the next part, we'll break the Treaty with France, end Revolutionary France, contemplate breaking the treaty with America, because the new armies are not completely stood up yet. Not sure we need them all to stand up. That's a slightly different thing, right? Get those two mixed. Please get all the 40s up on the border. And then we'll start the war with America and see what we can do. Rinse and repeat with America, most likely. Declare war on, take a bunch of territory, core that territory, declare war on, take a bunch of territory. To be fair, it should get handed off to the colonial nations. And if that's happening, then we don't need to stop to core, but rather we can just declare it again, but we'll see. Another thing we can be doing, once the France bit is dealt with, is start bridging operations between wars to bring troops over to the Americas from Europe, because we've got a lot of troops in Europe and we don't need them all here. I hope. Okay, end of the month, we should have the new colony set itself up. There we go, Crown Colony. So if I didn't want to quarrel with the British stuff directly, I could have created a client state to hold one of them, and that would get rid of the overextension, being over 100, but I've committed to it at this point, so it'll be fine. Almost there where the core is being done. That was in February. Most of those will complete. 2 will be delayed because we had some rebels popping up. Oh no, apparently I'm wrong. Only 1 will be delayed because we had some rebels popping up. It was only for a couple days, so it's only going to be a couple day delay. And there we go. So that's probably a good place to put the part break in here. In the next part, we're going to end Revolutionary France. We're not going to wait for 1794 to end them. Really, United States? Really? Okay, alright. I'm going to play this part out just long enough that we can tell the United States is not allowed to annex our brand new colony. They can wait until we have the proper war. No. Go home, America. Okay. Yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up. Yeah, surely if I can get all the armies into the United States, North America, I should be able to stomp them. Yeah, just noticed they declared war on the colonial nation, so we just told them off. They declared war on Sweden and Mexico and taken control of Sweden and Mexico. But America's kind of going to be the endgame boss here. But yeah, so beginning next part, we'll go to France, and then it's just America, and it's going to be doing America over and over and over again, basically, for the rest of the game. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break. If you've got any comments you want to make about the game, I'll try to get back to them as soon as I'm done sipping the tea. I think my tea is basically empty, so I think it's time to go and get a new cup of tea. So I'll be right back as soon as the cup of tea is made. We'll see if we can get France down. I don't think we're going to get America completely down this stream. They've got like 5 invasions in them. So probably the next stream will be literally getting rid of America. We'll probably take another chunk off of them, so we'll get them probably below 4 for the next one. But for this stream, at least, I think America is a little bit too much of a stretch to completely take in the stream. But yeah, hope everyone has been enjoying until the next part, which, again, Twitch will be as soon as I get back with a cup of tea. Wish you all the best of luck and good time. Catch you all in the next one, and bye for now.